This is exactly why it took me so long to succeed with e-commerce, and this is one of the biggest beginner traps when it comes to just getting things to work in e-commerce. And I see most of the people that I help and most of the people that I see who start with e-commerce, they do the same mistakes, and this is the same mistake that I made in the beginning and also like many years into my journey. And I think once I learned this one thing, that really changed everything for me. And that's the year that my business grew like double, and I was able to like make double the profits and everything. And now my just business is growing all the time because of this. And the main point is that you don't really understand exactly who you're selling to, and this is a topic that many people talk about, but I don't think that beginners, that I wish that someone told me in the beginning that this is the most important thing ever. Because if you don't really understand your customer, it's going to be impossible to really make the great ads and also do the product pages for a product. And this is why I think it's so important to not obsess over your product so much in the beginning, but to obsess over the marketing of your product and the things that you're selling. And this is also one of the best strategies that I used to have, or like the best ways I used to find products to sell and also find problems to solve in e-commerce. It was to first start with the problem that I want to solve. For example, let's say I want to start with solving maybe neck pain. So I want to start with neck pain. Then I will read about neck pain for many days, like trying to find everything that I know about neck pain before I even know what I'm going to sell. Because once I go deep into my problem, neck pain, and I just read about what people say and people's experiences with neck pain, and the things they have, the things they feel, things they say about the problem, and maybe some specific problems with neck pain. Maybe they have like arthritis in their neck, or they have maybe pinched nerve or anything like that. So I think once you read more about the customer, this is exactly what I wish that I knew in the beginning. Is that I understood that this is the thing that I should have obsessed about. And I can confidently say that if you're struggling with e-commerce right now, you have tried e-commerce for maybe 6 months, 1 year, and you're still struggling with trying to get this thing to work, I can promise you that the only thing that is holding you back is that you're not being specific enough with your marketing. And even like 6 months ago, before that, I thought that my marketing was really specific, and I was understanding exactly my customers and what they feel, what they do, and like why they buy these products for this problem, and also how this problem affects their day. Before that, I used to think that everything is just specific and I'm good. But then after that, once I really started to learn from bigger guys than me in this e-commerce space, then I really understood why they have such a great results with e-commerce. They do like 20, 50, 100 million per year. And the only thing that I think, or that many people see that it's true, is that their marketing is so specific and their marketing is so sniper specific. Like they know exactly what the person feels, how the person thinks, how the person lives with that problem, and how the problem exactly affects the person's day, how it affects their daily life at work and everything. So that's the reason why I think that if I knew this in the beginning of my e-commerce journey, I would have made so much more money. And I just, like I said before, if I knew this even 2 years ago, I would be making so much more money. And I'm not sure why I didn't learn this before. But once I learned this, my marketing, my video ads, my pages, like landing pages, funnels, everything became so much more profitable just because of this. And this also made e-commerce way more fun, because I was really understanding the people I sell to, and I was able to even like read their minds and be so specific with the text I do for my VSLs, my Facebook ads and landing pages. So it was really easy to also do the video ads, the landing pages. And this is also one thing that I see many beginners make, and even people who have been doing e-commerce for many years, is that they sometimes struggle with doing the landing pages, like the product pages, and also doing ads. And I think the only problem for that is that they don't really understand the customer they're selling to. And if you're a beginner and you have and you sometimes feel that you don't even know what to write on your website, and I think the reason why I feel that way is that you don't understand your customer fully. And I think that if I knew this before, I would be able to really scale way more, and I would be able to make way more money. So I think if you're a new beginner, and I think if you do the same now, that you're really trying to understand the customers you're selling to by reading on reviews on Reddit and like comments on Reddit, the problems people have there, Amazon reviews of the products you're trying to sell, and even the similar products that the problem you're trying to solve. Like if someone buys maybe a neck brace or something, and I'm not sure if that's something that you can find, but maybe let's say neck brace, then you don't need to read about specific neck brace. You can read about different neck pain products and get some new ideas, and also see why people bought this specific product, and then you can get some ideas from that and bring that to the product you're selling. And so for me, like the easiest way to understand this way of getting really deep and specific with my marketing is that I just try to find people's desires, like what they want in life. Like in my brand, I have like surveys of my customers. Like once they buy my product, I always send them a survey, and there they respond to questions like why did they buy this product? What problem do they want to solve with this product? So let's say they want to solve neck pain, and then the next question is gonna be how does this problem affect your life? Then they will say maybe this problem affects my life. I can't play with my grandkids because my grandkids are growing up so fast, and I'm feeling like I can't be the best grandpa for my grandkids. So this makes me feel extremely lonely, and I can't see my grandkids grow up and see them. So they don't see the best version of myself. They don't see the best version of me once they grow up, which will make me feel like a stranger to them, and they won't be appreciating the best version of me. For example, this is really deep. So, and also the third question can be maybe that I usually have is that how would you feel if this problem didn't affect you this much, and maybe if this product helped you with this problem? Then my customers usually say maybe I would be feeling extremely excited for life again. I would be feeling extremely happy in life. I would be feeling way more inspired to maybe go to work, maybe be more social in my life. I would be feeling way more happy. I would feel way more like enthusiastic about my life again. I would be feeling more free. So those things. So let's say this is one person I can make as a specific avatar. It's called avatars. So let's say the complete person here. So the person has neck pain. Let's do it even more specifically. This person has neck pain because she sleeps on her side, and her pillow is maybe like doing something crazy, like her neck is like wrong on the pillow. So this makes her neck hurt every morning, and then this has been going on for maybe 20 years, and this person like the problem affects her. This problem affects the person's life so much that eventually she couldn't even go to work anymore. She can't even work. She can't stand up so much at work, and she can't spend time with the most important people in her life, her grandkids, her husband. She can't be walking in the park with her husband anymore, and she just feels that her years are going by fast, and she's just waiting for her days to go by. And also, she wish she could be able to just walk more with her husband, and also be able to just call her grandkids and be able to just go out with them and walk in the park and play with them and do some activities with them. But she can't because of her neck pain, and she's feeling so stiff all the time. And she wishes she could find maybe a pillow that would help her to sleep again normally, so she can wake up with less back pain, so she can return to work and make also more money from the work, so she's not she's not stuck at home so much, maybe like that. So these things, you always find these things when you do the research. So the goal is to find the experiences, the desires, and also the emotions people have in their like comments, reviews, and also what they talk about their problem. Maybe on YouTube comments, you see people talk about their problems all the time. And people always talk about demographics. For example, she's 50 years old. One thing that I learned from e-commerce groups is that it's not so important that you like talk about the age, because most people who have the same problem in their neck, maybe they can't wake up without neck pain. So usually their life is usually the same type of affected, like their life is affected the same way. And let's say maybe someone is 50 years old compared to 80 years old. If you just call out like 50 years old, so you're gonna make your market too small, because maybe the people who are 50 to 80 years old, usually they will feel the same problems, like they feel the same emotion, the same experiences. And what I learned about this is that it's not so important to be so specific with the age, but the emotions and the desires, and also the problem she's feeling and how it affects your life. Those things are way more important than just trying to find the perfect age of the person, like demographics. And the main point with this is that to learn to speak the language your customers are using. So if these people have maybe foot pain, and they have maybe specifically plantar fasciitis, which is a specific foot condition. So if you see, like when you do the research, 15 people out of like 500 comments have said that their feet feels like walking on broken glass, then that's a feeling you can add into your copywriting, your ads, and website. And this is really specific, because people describe their problem and how they feel in a really specific way. And this is how you can really speak their language. And I think if you have something you're like really passionate about in life, maybe you like to go to the gym, and like you love to do bodybuilding or something like that. So if people talk the same language as you will immediately see that he understands you when he talks about maybe like how much can you squat, maybe how much can you bench, and like are you doing push pull legs or something, and like those kinds of languages that you use at the gym. That's the same thing you should be doing when it comes to research about your customers. You should really understand the things they talk about and how they talk about the problem, so you really make them feel that they understand you, and use the same language as they use. And I will go really specific in these things, because I really think that this is the biggest transformation I had in my business when I understood this. And it really changed everything for me. So I really think that this is something that I'm going to be talking about way more, because I think this is the number one thing you should do as a beginner before you even launch any ads on Facebook, and before you even do anything like spending money on ads. Before you even build a website, you should know these things beforehand, because otherwise it will be really difficult to even know the things you're building, like the website, the domain, the logos, the colors, everything like that. So if you know your customers, you know exactly how they feel, and exactly the one specific person to sell to in the beginning, then it's going to be way easier to do the text, do the ads, everything. So it will just be smooth. And this is why I struggle with doing the ads and product pages for my products in the past, because I didn't really understand who I'm selling to and what they feel. Right now, when I launch new products for my brand, I always do many pages of research. So I have like maybe 4 to 5 pages of research completed before I even launch anything about the product. Because once I have the text on my website, or I mean the research of my customer, ideal customer, how they feel, what they want, the desires, and how they experience this problem specifically, then once I have that done, it's going to be really easy to match the photos, the images, and also the headlines, the text for the website, and also afterwards make the ads for that product specifically, because I know exactly which type of angle I'm going to be selling them this product for. And this is also why I hated those videos when people just YouTubers in this e-commerce space, when they talk about winning products, sell these 10 winning products. But the problem with this is that they never explain how to sell them. They just tell beginners to sell this product and just make money. Because the problem with these videos is that it seems so easy, because you as a beginner, it feels like it's gonna be so easy you can just launch this product and you're gonna be making money. But the problem is that you will not understand anything. Like, you will not learn how to market this product. Maybe it works for you immediately once you launch it, and maybe you make $100,000 per month, like for 6 months. But then the problem with this is that, like, great if you have done money of this, great. But the problem with this is that once it dies out, how do you know how to bring it back up again? Because you don't understand anything about marketing and how to do the right marketing that makes it work. You haven't understood really why it works. You have just launched something without understanding why it works. And this is why I think it's so important to understand these basics before you even do anything, so you understand exactly why it works. So if you have done your research about a specific person, a problem, how they feel, what they experience, what they want in life, like without this problem, then you're gonna know exactly, like, this ad maybe works, this website, this product page works because of this. Then you know exactly you can repeat this and just do different variations of that into different formats of ads, and then you can just be confident that it's gonna work because you know exactly that you made the research, you made it specific enough, you made something unique in the market that no one has done for this specific product. That's the reason why I hate these videos on YouTube of those people doing the like winning products videos, because they don't teach anything about it. So those real channels that I follow, like really great channels that I really learn from, they're not the biggest channels. They have maybe max 10,000 followers, but they're never the biggest ones on YouTube about this e-commerce space. And those guys are the best guys in this space, like teaching these things. And those people with like 500,000 or 100,000 followers about in e-commerce space, in this e-commerce space, who make these videos like 10 products, like 10 winning products to sell, they don't really do anything to teach these guys. And usually they make the courses, but the problem is that they always forget the basics. And this is exactly why I hate those videos that make these videos just because they want clicks. And of course I understand why it makes clicks, like gives them the clips and views. They just get these low value clicks from beginners who don't even really want to succeed with this. They just want to make quick money. They have maybe heard that e-commerce is gonna make someone rich fast. And of course they're gonna watch this video. They will not watch these videos with real information, real value that really changes your life long term. Not just like in 1 month, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, but then you're gonna be guaranteed rich because you're gonna be able to learn these basics that has made many millionaires. And instead of just being stuck in that dropshipping mindset of like testing 50 products and seeing what works, and then just hoping for the best, and then you're always stressed because you don't even know why this works. You just jump on those trends, you just do the same thing that your competition is doing, and you don't really understand like how to make something different than the competition, and then just wondering like, why am I not getting success? And that's the reason why I also think many people who I followed in this e-commerce space in the beginning when I started, many of them haven't even done anything since then. Like they stopped doing e-commerce just because what I think is that they just didn't know how to make it work long term. And me personally, I've been in e-commerce for 7 years now, and I've been running my same brand for 5 years now. And the things that I've been learning in this journey is that it's so important to understand why things work, because then you will just be able to repeat the successes. Because for me, if I didn't understand these basics of e-commerce and the marketing, and the really like understanding why it's so important to understand the marketing and how you sell to people, I wouldn't be able to have this like really what is called stable income for 5 years from my brands, and also be able to grow all the time and expand in different places like Amazon and those things. I wouldn't be able to succeed. I wouldn't be able to survive. But of course I've been doing many mistakes that I will talk about soon in this channel, but you get the point. So this was something that I really been thinking about, like why I think beginners should really focus on understanding like how to do their proper research about their customers, and not just trying to sell a maybe dog bed. You just say that this is the world's, maybe you say that this is the best and most comfiest dog bed for dogs. Like this is too general. Like you have been doing the same thing like thousands of people have doing in the past. Maybe it worked for the first person who said this same thing, but then of course like many more people will say the same thing, and then it will lose the same strength in the advertising because many people see the same thing. And your goal is to then do something. Then your goal is to do something more specific. Maybe this is the world's comfiest and comfortable dog bed for maybe Chihuahuas that no one else has done. This is way more specific, and then you explain why this specific bed is so good for Chihuahuas, and you find the mechanism of this product, like why this specific dog bed has maybe materials that is specifically produced for Chihuahuas so they can relax better. Maybe Chihuahuas has maybe different type of relaxation than maybe a big dog. So you can angle and also market the dog bed specifically for Chihuahuas, and why this specific one is designed for Chihuahuas. And also like different beds maybe aren't done for Chihuahuas, and this makes you stick out in the market, make you different. And maybe even you can try, maybe if that doesn't work, or even if you have that idea and you want to expand, you can maybe take the same bed and maybe do one video ad and also one funnel and product page for a different kind of dog. Maybe like what kind of dog breeds are there? Maybe a bulldog. Then you take the same bed but market it for bulldogs and have the same same kind of explanations of why this is for bulldogs, and you explain everything about why this bed is perfect for bulldogs. Meanwhile, your competition who doesn't succeed, they try to sell the same bed as everybody else. They just say that this is the best bed for every single dog out there. But you make it more specific. This is something you should try, to be more specific, and also explain like why your product is made for specifically this person, this problem, and the person's experiences, and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and see you next time. Bye.